Good morning, class 9. Open your history books to page 18. Did women have a revolution? We have read about the role of women during the French Revolution in 1789. They were active participants in the events which brought so many changes in the French society. They believed that the revolutionary government would introduce measures to improve their lives. But nothing was done. You have also read earlier that when war was declared against Prussia and Austria, men from the villages came by the thousands to join the army. It had an adverse effect. Women in the villages were left alone to earn a living and look after their families. So, what did the women do to earn a living? They worked as seamstresses, or in simple words, lady tailors. Some worked as washerwomen. Some sold flowers, fruits, and vegetables, while some were employed as domestic servants. Most women had no access to education or job training. Working women had to care for their families. No matter how hard they worked, their wages were always lower than those of men. The women wanted their voices heard, so they started their own political clubs and newspapers. The most important club of the women was the Society of Revolutionary and Republican Women. Their main demand was that the women must enjoy the same political rights as men. So they demanded the right to vote, to be elected to the assembly, and to hold political office. The revolutionary government did introduce some laws, like the first. With the creation of state schools, schooling was made compulsory for girls. Second, girls could no longer be forced into marriage against their will. Marriage was made into a contract, entered freely, and registered under civil law. Third, divorce was made legal and was applicable to both men and women. Fourth, women could train for jobs, could become artists or run small businesses. With all these measures taken to improve the lives of women, they were not given equal political rights. Women's struggle for equal political rights continued. The Jacobin government had ordered closure of all women's clubs and banned their political activities. Many well-known women were arrested and some were even executed, meaning killed. However, the struggle for equal political rights continued in spite of the drastic measures taken to suppress their struggles. The fight, especially to vote, was carried out through an international suffrage movement. The political activities of French women during the Revolution was kept alive as an inspiring memory. Finally, in 1946, women in France won the right to vote. Move on to page 21. The abolition of slavery. The Jacobin regime came up with one of the most revolutionary reforms, that is, the abolition of slavery in the French colonies. The colonies in the Caribbean were important suppliers of tobacco, indigo, sugarcane, and coffee. The Europeans were